I told you guys it would get better. Now we hit my absolute favorite and regarded by many Yngwie fans to be Yngwie's best full, actually song-oriented album. This is Trilogy. This album is amazing, one of my absolute favorite albums ever, and it is the album that got me into the band. When I first heard it, I hardly even ventured to any of his other albums. I just wanted to listen to this one over and over and over again. And it's definitely the place I'd recommend starting if you want to get into Rising Force or Yngwie's material. It came out in the most classic year for metal, 1986. The artwork is fantastic. It is probably my favorite Yngwie cover. And like I said, all of his album art is just usually showing Yngwie do something cool. And in this one, he's fighting a dragon with his guitar, and his guitar is shooting out fire. That is pretty badass, if you ask me. What's funny though is, even though this album is amazing, it didn't chart as well as Yngwie had hoped because his manager at this time was actually stealing a lot of his money. A very important thing to know is that Yngwie kicked out the bass player, but for the most part the lineup is still the same. You still have Jens Johansson and Anders Johansson, but now he has a new singer. He fired Jeff Scott Soto and got in one of my absolute favorite metal vocalists ever, the incredible Mark Bowles. Now, he'll only be in one Yngwie album for a while, but then later down the road will come back for 2 albums, and is usually considered Yngwie's most classic singer. He is, to me, the definition of the neoclassical vocalist. Symphony X has like the exact same type of singer, and I just think of Mark Bowles every time I hear Russell Allen's voice. To me, Mark Bowles is the absolute definitive Rising Force singer. So we get to the first song, You Don't Remember, I'll Never Forget, the awesome single for the album. They have a music video for it and everything, and it looks really cheesy because Mark Bowles is terrible at lip syncing. But his vocals on here are absolutely soaring. The song is very, very, very epic and catchy and has some incredible guitar work in there. And it's already showing that Yngwie is scaling back on going crazy with his guitar. He's just writing some good, catchy riffs. And the chorus is absolutely amazing. You have Mark screaming these incredible, catchy notes. And the guitar solo is really cool because it actually goes in this beautiful, dreamy sort of section where you have Yngwie playing this beautiful, slow solo. And then he goes into this epic, awesome solo, concluding this absolutely amazing song, one of my favorite Rising Force songs. Then we have the awesome song Liar. This one has so many great riffs, and the verse is really cool because it's just like this chugging sort of gallop. And you hear Mark doing this like more lower gruff voice. I really love the chorus where he's singing still in that gruff voice and he's saying, liar, liar, and hits that great high note. One of my other favorite songs from this album. It just keeps getting better and better. Then we have the awesome song Queen in Love, which could be described as maybe a power ballad. It's the most poppy song on the album for sure, but it's still awesome. Just from that starting riff, you're already pulled into the song because it has one of Yngwie's most epic riffs that he'll probably rip off a lot down the road. Mark sings very beautifully here, and the song actually has some pretty decent lyrics. It's about Queen, I think, being in love with another person other than the king, continuing that medieval style lyrical content that Yngwie is obsessed with. Another incredible song. Then we have easily the weakest off the album, the only weak link, Crying, which is a little instrumental that's just kind of like beautiful and acoustic guitars and stuff. But the thing is, I'm still going to give this one a pass. I actually do really like listening to it compared to stuff off the first album, principally because you actually have a good line of songs on here. So it actually is a nice breather and makes sense on this album, while the other instrumentals that are kind of like this are just boring. It's like, okay, we got a bunch of boring instrumentals, but here it's surrounded with so many great iconic songs that I actually do want to listen to Crying, and I think with this album it sounds pretty awesome. Then we have the awesome song Fury, which has this amazing double bass drum gallop on the drums. And he has this awesome, great singing from Mark Bowles. He's doing this great gruff voice, especially in the chorus. It sounds really interesting. He's hitting these like really weird notes, but it sounds really great. And I love the way he keeps saying Fury, Final Fury, and then hits this great high note. The guitar work in there is very, very good. Once again, it's scaled back a little bit so that Yngwie can focus more on the great melodies and songwriting. Then we have one of my favorite songs of the album, Fire. This one is more mid-tempo and it's super catchy. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Rainbow in the Dark. It has some really great keyboard work in there, and Mark sounds amazing on the song, especially in the chorus where he's hitting these amazing high notes. And of course there's this awesome guitar solo at the end of it. And I really like the verse because it sounds super melodic, and I really, really just love Mark on this song. Then we have my absolute favorite song of the album, Magic Mirror. This one has an awesome fast tempo to it, and the riffs in there are really epic and catchy. And Jens Johansson's keyboard work here is especially epic. I really, really like the verse, but that chorus is what makes this song. The chorus is incredible where Mark is just screaming, Magic Mirror, Magic Mirror, and hits that great and high note. And the guitar solo at the end is fucking perfect. This is one of my, if not my favorite, Rising Force song of all time. It's pure neoclassical power metal. Then we have the awesome song Dark Ages, where it's really slow and brooding, but has this incredible melody between the keyboards and the guitar to give it this epic feel. I believe this one also has to do with medieval times, but my favorite part of the song is once again Mark Bowles does such an amazing job. He's doing these incredible, like, low but hitting these high notes with this, like, trying to hit it in high notes with like this low gruff voice that makes any sense. It sounds like his voice is tearing. It's incredible. And I love that really depressing melodic chorus. Another one of my favorite songs of the album, even though it's easily the slowest song. Then we have the epic instrumental, which is probably Yngwie's absolute best instrumental, called Trilogy Suite Op. 5. This is the final song of the album. This one is an amazing way to end the album. It begins with this incredible freaking sweet picking from Yngwie, then it goes to this really great catchy riff. He writes some awesome riffs throughout this entire song, and it keeps getting more and more epic. Then we get to this like cool, melodic, beautiful, dreamy middle section. Then it keeps getting more and more epic with these keyboards. Then it goes to this really epic riff, and the keyboards from Jens Johansson sounds absolutely amazing here. And then we get to some really fast shredding again. Although I wish there was vocals on this song, I do think it makes for an awesome epic instrumental, and maybe one of the best instrumentals in metal. So that's my review of Trilogy. It's an awesome album. You guys should definitely check this one out. But there is just a tiny bit of a weak link, and that is Crying, but I still think it's awesome.